Hey guys, Tennessee Frank here. Finally got Windows 10 installed. I moved back over here to my Lenovo Think Center. I was able to give it 2 cores of processor, and you can see here 2 cores of processor. I gave it four megs of RAM. It did take a 50 gig chunk of hard drive to put the virtual optical drive on. But yeah, it's installed. I got it working. I also, for comparison, installed Solus Budgie. I also gave it 2 cores, 4 gigs of RAM, but it didn't take quite as much storage. It only took 16 gig, and I mean it was asking for 8, and I bumped it to 16 just because. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to compare these two because looking at Windows 10, I think it's really similar in a lot of ways to the Budgie desktop. But we'll go ahead and start Windows up. Let's see how long this is going to take to start up here. Kind of do a comparison of boot up times. And I mean, you can see there's the Windows logo. And it's getting ready to boot up. See how long it takes for us to get our password. Okay, we're waiting. Yeah, I know y'all probably think, oh, Frank's lost his mind here playing around with Windows, but I just want to do some comparisons. I mean, you need to do some comparisons. So here we are at the start screen. Go ahead and hit this. Let me enter my PIN, which that's a option you have. You don't have to do password. You can enter PIN. It did ask a whole bunch of questions. But yeah, here we are on the desktop. Resolution on this guy, if we go to display settings, and I mean you can see it's not super snappy or anything. I mean it's running. I wouldn't call it snappy. 1024 by 768. We got all our other little settings and stuff right here we can get to. There is a notification area, which where'd that go? Here it is. And it takes a second. You can see no new notifications, but they do have a notification area over here. We can open up our folder. We can see we have desktop, documents, music, videos, pictures, downloads, the usual suspects everybody's used to seeing. You have your menu over here. There's our home folder. You can do all your stuff here. One thing it did on the Office 365, it did ask if I wanted to install it and do a trial period, and then at the end of the trial I could pay $99.99 to buy it. And because I don't have a key, I can't really change anything. You go to personalize, and like I say, it's taken a second to get here. But yeah, it's going to lock me out of being able to personalize anything. Not going to be able to do anything as far as background or colors or anything. I mean, I got pretty much what I got out of the box here. You can see the menu. This looks very much like Windows 8 to me. There's a Microsoft Store, Microsoft Edge, which is their new browser they're using. Skype, you have some different things here. 3D viewer, alarm, calculator. Let's see how long it takes to open calculator. I'm going to click calculator. And there it is. I mean, that wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. So, yeah, you can see there's not really, if It'll open back up. There's not really a lot of software per se installed. I mean, there's Paint. I guess there's some place to store your photos. Skype, Snip and Sketch, Sticky Notes, Voice Recorder. Yeah, just a few things. You can hook it to your phone. There's a Xbox deal here, which I guess you can play Xbox on Windows 10. Not really sure. But you can kind of see, you know, what we have here. And you can change your menu over to this style of menu. And there's certain functions you can get to here. Your startup, settings, pictures, documents, what have you. So yeah, you got your volume, your calendar, which that took a second to do. But yeah, Windows 10. So let's go ahead. We'll power this off. Shut that down. See how long it takes to shut down. Okay, now let's go over to Solus. We'll go ahead and hit start. Get it fired up. And I'm not going to click through. I'm going to go ahead and let Grub kind of work its way through. You can hit your enter key and make it a little quicker, but we'll let Grub go ahead and do its thing. And now we're at a password. Okay, and here we are. We're at our desktop. I mean, if I want to change background, I'm free to change background. Just got to open it up, see what backgrounds they have here. And they do include quite a few by default. See if we can find something that looks kind of pretty. I always thought the tree one was kind of nice. We'll go ahead and set that as background. And we can close out. We do have a menu here. A little bit different. We can go ahead and do our search and pull stuff up. And I set the resolution here 1024 by 768. So we do have that set. But, you know, keyboard shortcuts, mouse, touchpad, printer, it's all right there. There's our settings. We do have our software center here, which I'll open. And, you know, if you watch my other video, you see there's a lot of software, all free, open source. We do have our panel here with applets where we can control stuff and notifications. So that's very much like Windows 10 here. Of course, we have power off and on, volume, everything down here in the lower right. Go ahead and check our files. And we have desktop, documents, downloads. Like I said, usual suspects. They do have public and templates in here also. And they are running a dark theme out of the box, if you notice, which I think looks kind of nice. I don't mind their dark theme at all. But yeah, you can see, you know, you got your GNOME MPV for video, which I'd probably install VLC. Rhythmbox for music. Firefox is going to be our browser instead of what did they call it? Explorer or whatever that they had over on Windows. I don't even remember. But very similar desktops as far as the way things are laid out. This, as you notice, it's you know, it's quite a bit snappier, I think. You open something with the amount of memory I gave it. You know, we can open disks. You can see just how snappy this thing is. I mean, display. It's right there. I think it runs a lot quicker. It's a lot lower on resources. So that's one plus. I mean, giving them both equal amounts of RAM, 2 cores of processor power, Solus is running a lot faster. So if you have older hardware, you could probably run this. Probably not going to be able to run Windows 10 because Windows 10 was kind of sluggish on 2 cores with 4 gigs of RAM. So we'll go ahead and we'll shut this down. See how long it didn't take hardly any time at all. But yeah, I just wanted to do kind of a real quick comparison between the two. Let you see there are alternatives that are very similar in look and feel. If you want something kind of Windows 10-ish, check out the Budgie desktop. There's a few different operating systems running Budgie. So like I always say, either we stand up for our rights or we can sit by and watch them go away. Y'all have an awesome rest of the day. We'll talk to you later. Tennessee Frank out of here.